Hi everyone, welcome to a massive episode of the Altcoin Bible. It is my favorite episode of the week where we dive into the charts. We look at cherry ripe, one to watch, and danger zone. I'm going to throw in a few red herrings here today and also provide maybe a couple of extra charts you weren't thinking of as well as a bit of a bonus. Now you can maybe guess which ones are those categories, the cherry ripe. We're going to start with the WOOF coins, and you can see below me, I've got Dogecoin and Shiba together. I consider them inexorably linked, like symbiotic, in a symbiotic relationship, those two coins, because they're riding the same narrative at the moment. And you guessed it, it is my cherry ripe, which is Shiba Inu. Now I'm going to cover Doge, like I said, and Shiba, but I want to show Shiba because this one looks better than Doge, in my opinion, because it is lagging. And why they're running together? Well, historically, whenever Dogecoin has run, Shiba Inu has run as well. Shiba Inu almost created as a bit of a love child of Doge as well. So they tend to run together. Same with Floki and other random meme coins and wolf coins. I just call them wolf coins. I think it's hilarious. So I'll just continue doing that. The narrative is that Elon Musk, and this is pure speculation, that Elon Musk is going to integrate Dogecoin with Twitter. It is a fair assumption because he's voiced that want and desire previously, but we're just not seeing it yet. So it is pure and utter speculation. So Dogecoin absolutely ripping. I think it's up 155%. In fact, let's just whip on over and just have a look here. Just incredible action there. You can see as Elon Musk rolled into Twitter HQ, 174% up, broken out, I should say, of this bear channel, just falling, constantly like a bouncing ball, getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And this is just blitzed through the 200 daily moving average, which is the red line there. You can see a very, very strong move. I would not be surprised, and I've voiced this in a couple of videos over the last few days, is that I think Dogecoin has the potential to reach that 20-cent level in this mode here. The real spanner in the works for these coins and for crypto just over the next few days is, of course, the Federal Reserve raising interest rates. I believe in the US, it should be today. I'm in Australia, so this will be early tomorrow morning for me, so early on the 3rd. So wherever you are, it will be consequential for these markets. So I think we're seeing a bit of a purple patch running into that, as there's rumor that the Fed might use more dovish language. So they might look to decrease interest rate rises over the next few months. If they come out with that sort of language, then yeah, the markets will rally, I think. But this is all speculation leading into the event, so we just have to be a little bit careful. But we're over at Shiba Inu. So Dogecoin, like I said, ran up 155%. This is clearly lagging, but why I like Shiba Inu here, for pure technical reasons, really. We're seeing OBV, on balance volume. So on Binance, for example, the largest exchange, retail exchange in the world, we can see that volume on exchange. So people buying Shiba Inu, trading it, buying and selling, all that has increased at a rate of knots. That's what you want to see for a pure breakout. Now, Shiba has risen, now I'm saying it hasn't broken out, but it's risen about 52%. It's having a nice little consolidation pullback. But what I really, really like is that Shiba Inu is on top of the 200 daily moving average. I was waiting for it to close above it. It did, and now we've just retested it as support. So I think if we break through this horizontal level, and I'm not sure it really matters this horizontal level too much, but 13, let's just say, take out all the decimal points, but 1300 Shiba Inu there, and then get on top of that, and we're running. So Shiba Inu could, I think, very easily get to this previous high at about, what's that, 1800. That's a local high over here. See there, this RSI still got room to pump, so it could absolutely get into that $2,000 level. That's where $2,000, 2,000 Shiba Inu to US dollars. But look over here, this was the breakdown point in May before the capitulation. This is going to be, in my opinion, probably the extent of any exuberant move. Probably see a lot of FOMO running in, and then it should run into some headwinds up here. But the 200 moving average is super and key for me to watch. You really want confirmation, which is once it gets on top, you want to see it retest there, and the little candle's trying to do it at the moment. Probably want to wait for this close to get pure confirmation, but if you're more risk, if you want to take more risk, you can certainly move in for a trade here. But if you've been a longer term, if you have the longer term investor bracket on, you'd have seen this range here just back and forth, looking at these sort of technical indicators like the Fibonacci retracement, seeing Shiba come down to 0.786, accumulating down here, and then running higher. Importantly as well, is on top of this volume bar here, or at least it's grappling with it right now, get on top of it, which is above that $1,300 level. Again, Shiba is off. So really happy with how that looks. at the moment. And there's a reason why it's the cherry ripe. And again, it's got that narrative, so it has that potential to really pump. Back to Dogecoin quickly. Yeah, similar vibes with the OBV, RSI. That all said, though, this could change very, very quickly. If I go down to, let's say, the 4 hours, looking at it this morning, thinking, ooh, didn't look too great on these, I guess, lower, higher time frames, however you want to look at it. But if you go down a 4 hour, 1 hour, and all that, you can just see that bullish momentum is clearly trailing off. Volume on exchange is just slightly trailing off, even though price is making that higher high there on the chart, which is generally a bit of a bearish indicator for me. So whether Dogecoin peters out here soon, yeah, it could very well get up to the 20-cent level. And it took last night just Elon Musk to tweet that, or literally a picture of his, I think it's his Shiba Inu that he owns. He's called it Floki, so that's how Floki was born, the coin. But he tweeted just an image of Floki dressed in a Twitter shirt and a little winky face, and that's all that traders and investors need to see to know that these coins likely pump on that speculation line. It's absolutely crazy. If you're in the bull market of 2021 and even 2017, you know how easy these coins can pump on positive or perceived positive sentiment. So clearly he's giving a wink there that maybe Dogecoin will be moved into integration with Twitter. But again, pure speculation, but we can play that speculation to our advantage. Now, my one to watch this week is THETA coin. A little bit forgotten. We haven't covered THETA before in the Altcoin Bible, I believe. Maybe a long time ago we did. It just has not looked great for a while, so we've stayed away from it. But it is my one to watch here because it is looking like it is trying to bottom here, or at least has bottomed. Just the Fibonacci retracement out, bounced really nice off that 0.786 level here. You can see it's just rolled up there at about $1. So $1 has really been that point where the buyers are coming and seeing a lot of value. It dipped below, and at that point, when it got to about that 96 cents level, really bought up quite hard. RSI looks good in terms of us getting out of this section, so that's what you want to see. You want to see power move through here. It looks like it's gearing up to come into that power zone of 70 on the RSI, looking to come out. But just this structure, this shape looks fantastic, and I really like that it's broken back into this key, over this key horizontal support that got turn resistance. It would not have been easy to break back through, but it did. And what it's done here, importantly, has come back to retest this horizontal as now support again on top of this huge volume area. Now, I've drawn this little box here, a green box if you're listening at home. This is a green box I've drawn just over the horizontal and where the large amounts of volume and liquidity are. THETA, I think, does come back to this box at some point. I don't know when. It's in there right now, but I think just hovering above, which is going to be like a magnet, is the 200 daily moving average. And you really have to watch these longer term key moving averages. This red line here, it's at about $1.37, $1.40. That for me, through this structure, THETA wants to run to that area. It's going to be like a magnet. So I'll just draw a little, where are we? Brush, a run up to that. Fully expect it to run into pretty heavy resistance there, come back down to this box or close to it. You run the Fibonacci retracement through there, and if you're looking to, let's say, gain a position, yeah, of course you can get it now. That's fine. I mean, it's, you know, down 90% from the all-time highs. Why not? But if you're looking to get maximum value out of this little range, wait for it to run into some serious resistance, then buy those pullbacks along with Fibonacci retracement. You've got 50% retracement there, 0.618. So this box here, supported by high volume, is a high probability area, excuse me, where you likely find significant value if you're thinking THETA gets out of here and runs out of this bear market phase eventually. I mean, that's all we're doing here, just planning for that next cycle as well as the short to mid-term, and you have your different baskets and buckets of investment strategy. Further on, I think $1.72, say if it breaks out of this area, absolutely can run at these previous local highs. It was at 6th of August when we hit there. It is also confluent with, see this big move down in that June capitulation, May, June. This here is a key point in terms of the Fibonacci level as well as that high. So this will provide significant resistance, I think, to THETA at around about that $1.72 level. So just keep that in mind. But one to watch, I think it looks really, really nice here. And as we speak, trying to bust out. Okay, BNB, wanted to just raise this quickly because BNB, it was our cherry ripe not long ago, and it's really paid dividends if you're following those sorts of calls and analysis on why we thought that was the case. I've still got the lines drawn how I thought it might go, and it's almost moved perfectly in that, just a little bit more sideways and crabby that maybe we thought. But BNB has had a absolutely outstanding run over the last few weeks. You see here 28%. What I wanted to bring this up for was the same with Theta. It is a one to watch, but it's a bit more caution on this one. I think BNB can actually run a little bit higher because we've got a volume pocket on the right-hand side here where essentially we've got nothing in there, and it can absolutely run higher to about, I think, $356. Now, there's got to be a reason for this. There's obviously a lot more retail participation in the market right now with things like Dogecoin and Floki and Shiba running. So BNB must be getting bought up for whatever reason, or potentially there's a burn-in coming. You just don't know, but something on the Binance Smart Chain could also be popping off. Again, you just don't know. But when you see BNB running like this, I think it's a really great sign that we're seeing money begin to flood back in. So I wanted to raise that, but BNB looks pretty great up here. However, I'd like to temper that as well, that this is extremely overextended from, say, the 200 daily moving average and also the 21. You can see how tightly BNB has previously hugged the 21 moving average, and now it's extended from that point, about 13% away from it. And also, what do we? I personally think that $300 level, 306 level, is an excellent point for you to grab some BNB at a discount rate if you miss this move. If you just draw the Fibonacci, and that would roll perfectly onto the 0.5 to 50% retracement, even down perfectly the 0.618, which is at 300. So this for me looks okay. And right now, BNB has just wicked into this zone pretty significantly. You'd really want to see this candle break through that level for this to continue going. But yeah, so far, just be a little bit cautious. BNB might have a little bit more gas in the tank, but overall, just a beautiful move from that low as well. The on-balance volumes really spiking here, as well as the RSI. So really, really nice. But that volume pocket, again, tells me a little bit higher to go. So I wanted to bring that up as another one to watch. All right, my danger zone, just to round this out, guys, is MATIC. So MATIC has shown tremendous relative strength in the market of late over the last few months, and it now appears to be petering out. So this doesn't mean that MATIC won't bounce back in the near future. It just means that it's had a really good run, and it needs to cool off a little bit, just based on some indicators I'm watching, namely the RSI and also the OBV, so on balance volume as well. Hasn't been able to really create that significant higher high from this one back in August. So it's failing at this last hurdle, which is this big volume support at 0.96. You see this big bar on the right-hand side. It's falling down. In fact, it's lost this support. The only thing holding it up now is this 21 moving average, this blue line that snakes in, and that's at 86 cents. So keep an eye on that. That loses that level. It's coming back down to maybe test some of these levels on this triangle. We could almost delete that now, but this, I think this is a key. In fact, I'll get rid of that one. What we're looking at here is the horizontal floor. I think the 200 daily moving average is probably where you're looking to move in here if you're looking to scoop up some MATIC. And probably at worst is this fallback line, the floor, which is held up by the support. I'm not sure it gets any lower than this unless we have a really big sell-off in Bitcoin in the major markets. But here's a really great point to catch some MATIC. If you missed a lot of this, this move in this chop, it's very, very clear to me that MATIC is losing the bullish momentum. Sellers are gaining a bit of control. Obviously, that will flip. But when you see these moments are moments of opportunities, so keep that in mind. See the OBV on balance volume is beginning to trail off, trying to break down a little bit here from this floor that's just been a big old chop. RSI looks pretty horrible to me. You can see we tried to make this new little high over here, but just trailing off, almost fell off a cliff. So yeah, for me, that's all adding up that MATIC wants lower. Keep that in mind. Guys, hope you have enjoyed this episode. Questions or comments, leave me feedback below as well. And hope you're enjoying this on the podcasts also. So have a great day, and we'll catch you again next week. Ta, bye.